back because it was so late. Well, Miko and the others should be at the grounds by now, right? Let's go talk to them. Huh. Doesn't look like Miko is around here anywhere. Are we too early?
Did you hear? Someone encountered a
A doppelganger?
You know what they say.
That's just a folktale.
Doppelgangers? That's a common folk tale in Inazuma, isn't it? Yeah. It's a pretty famous one, huh? Also, the timing is a bit too coincidental, don't you think? The whole doppelganger thing sounds kind of like what Sayu was talking about with Bunshin Phantasm. Well, thinking about it isn't going to get us anywhere. What? Huh? They're not here yet. Well, if it is Sayu we're talking about... Weird. Is he here to work on the equipment? But he doesn't look like any of the workers we saw yesterday. He snuck away again! He's constantly looking back. Paimon's calling it now. Something fishy is going on. Good point. He could be on his way to meet someone.
Reporting back, ma'am. Nothing suspicious to note at the Bunshin Phantasm booth.
Sarah? Hey, Zo! What's going on here?
Forgive me, ma'am. I have failed as a detective.
So, what's going on? Huh? What orders? You really can't tell us anything?
An astute observation, traveler. Tell him the truth.
What? The Shogun is here?
You recognized me with a single glance? It matters not. I am certain the person standing before us is our friend, the traveler. His gaze, his presence, his mastery of several types of elemental energy. There is no mistake. And we need his help.
No, please!
What? You're right. That's a big risk.
The purpose of this festival is to bring humans and yokai together. We cannot allow the culprit to endanger anyone. Fortunately, no one else has been harmed.
Ah, so the thunder we heard was you!
On the contrary, it was my decision. I was unable to capture the culprit last night, so I left to discuss a plan with Miko. I did not show myself once I saw you were safe, and for that, I apologize.
speaking of Miko, where is she?
She is investigating the trace of yokai power found at the scene. Though it fades in and out, it never strays from Mount Yogo. Miko is working with the Kamisato siblings to verify the identities of the staff members. They should be done soon. As for the contestants, that inquiry must be performed by someone else. The Tenryo Commission is too conspicuous. But as the judge of the competition, you can ask questions without arousing suspicion.
Okay, so you need us to talk to the teams and see if there's an imposter among us?
Precisely. Traveler, I understand these people are your friends, and it puts you in a difficult position. But if one of them has indeed been displaced by a yokai, they could be in grave danger. Thank you. I truly hope the situation is not as grave as it seems.
What are you guys gonna do next? Continue to investigate from a distance?
Worry not. Miko and I discussed that issue. She claims to have a plan. The preparations are underway as we speak.
One of her genius plans, huh?
Indeed. If you learn any details of said plan, I would like to know what I'm getting myself into.
Okay, so where do we start? We need to ask questions to figure out if there's an imposter, but we can't arouse suspicion. Oh, looks like Sayu's team. So tired. Weak. Oh, Sayu and Yoimiya seem the same as ever. Oh, good idea! White fur! Yellow fur! Yeah, well, Yeah, if the people in charge are here early, that usually means... Oh, no, it's just... The traveler really wanted to see you! Well, it's... So we wanted to come early. White fur. Marin. Good. Sumeru. Alright. Oh, we should get up. Bye, Wafer. Wow, we've had so many adventures. Oh yeah, totally. It was... Anyway, Paimon didn't pick up on anything suspicious from that team. Okay, so maybe it wasn't the best strategy. Let's ask about the creative process behind the game and confirm their identities that way. Paimon saw Thoma's team show up. Hey, Thoma! We were hoping to learn a bit more about the philosophy behind... Feel a soft bee?
Oh, Boss and Shosei? And he's back at it!
Time for an interview.
Into you?
Hold on! You can't just ask a simple question, Traveler. Ahem. We'd love to learn more about your design approach and strategic vision. What will be the project's main draw, and how will it deliver emotional value to your players? live! And completely over Paimon's head.
A nice one, boss!
Fixer is a tough nut to crack, huh? Shoot! Paimon can't pick apart an answer she doesn't understand. Over to you, Traveler. Whoa. Not a single...
Yes!
Well, Thoma's answer... Plus, he was with Kozo and his two... So, we're back...
Huh? Why,
You're here alone?
don't know about great yokai.
Soul Lady? Oh, as in Soul of the Deep. Okay. Wait, did you say behind us? Kokomi! A little warning next time! Energy?
In a tree? Dry berry?
Oh, sorry. No, of course not!
In the clear. Good.
What about Mizuki? Where did she go?
Something tells me a certain someone is missing me.
Huh? Miko and Mizuki!
Hello, traveler. Paimon.
Yes, I left the rest to the young fellow from the Kamisato clan. At least for now, there's nothing suspicious to note.
That means the culprit didn't manage to sneak in. That's a relief.
Just like that, you let down your guard? And all it took was for me to wear her face.
The culprit? It's you!
Oh? Greedy little thing. I thought we agreed on 20. Oh, it's getting harder and harder to teach.
Can you stop with the teasing then?
500 years and you're still not used to it?
At least spare me for the day. I can't take the mental torment right now. I investigated the shogunate officials' nightmares.
All in one night?
Well, I didn't want someone to ruin the Mikawa Flower Festival. Besides, I've talked to many patients who worked multiple jobs just to make ends meet. You're very persuasive, Kokomi. It would seem you also have a talent for clinical psychology. I'll leave it to you two then.
Sweet dreams!
Mizuki really cares about the festival, huh?
Perhaps she's reminded of the festivals of the past when we would rush past the other yokai, desperate to get the first piece of fried tofu from the ramen stand. It would seem she hasn't forgotten, even after 500 years. You know, there's something to be said for knowing when to keep your mouth shut, little one. Well, enough about the past. We must focus on the matter at hand.
But you didn't notice anything suspicious, right?
That's one possibility. The other is that the culprit's transformation is even more convincing than we imagined. In that case, we need a detective with a more professional skill set. Or we need to find a way to provoke them and get their facade to crack.
But that sounds dangerous.
If the culprit is deep in disguise, what we need is to create reasonable doubt. Make the culprit question whether their cover is blown. Oh, A didn't tell you? allow me to show you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Mikawa Flower Festival, it is my honor to announce an esteemed guest from Tenshukaku has agreed to take part in this year's festival. Please welcome Her Excellency, the Almighty Narukami Ogosho, God of Thunder.
So this was your plan, Miko?
Well, not bad, right?
Wow, that was quite the entrance. Paimon can't believe she agreed to that. Why didn't you clue us in earlier? We wasted all that time asking point. Another day of hard work. Where did the time go?
Almighty Shogun! Glory to your everlasting reign!
This stall looks familiar. Yet it would seem the ownership has changed hands.
You must be thinking of Tomoki. He wasn't feeling well today, so...
I see. Yet, you remind me of someone. A Doshin from the Tenryo Commission.
What are you looking at, eh?
The food offerings. Although this vendor seems... working? Ah, I see. I appreciate your dedication, sir.
Of course. It's an honor to serve such esteemed guests.
No need for formalities. I'll take 3 orders of dango milk.
Right away.
3 orders? So Paimon gets one too.
Yes, I wanted to thank you for accompanying me. Without you by my side, I imagine the people here would be on edge even now. I have my reasons for being here, of course, but I would hate to tarnish the festive atmosphere. Indeed. The Mikawa Flower Festival. Hundreds of years have passed since I last partook of the festivities. Much is different this time. The people, the place, the games. Yet, the name endures, and the joy of celebration along with it. I suppose that, in itself, is a form of eternity.
Traveler, Paimon. And the almighty Shogun?
Oh, Mizuki! Looks like you got...
Yume Mizuki. Thank you for your aid earlier.
Of course. I'm always willing to help. It's my duty.
Even so, relieving the pain of the nightmares is no small feat. You honor the legacy of the Yumekui Baku.
So not even Mizuki could fix it? What's going on with this nightmare creature?
Let's save the difficult questions for later. Actually, I came here to ask you something. Want to come to the Aisa Bathhouse with me?
Really? Yes, let's go!
Well, game development isn't easy. Most of the contestants are exhausted and could use a break. You've been under a lot of pressure yourselves with the investigation and all. So I thought you might like to join.
Of course we would! right, Traveler?
I will remain here. I rarely have time away from Tenshukaku, and I would like to continue perusing the stalls.
Oh, that's too bad.
Ah, I almost forgot. Miko wanted to talk to you.
Oh? Well, why don't we all go?
Almighty Shogun, your dango milk is ready.
Oh,
No need, Shogun. Miko just had some quick things to go over with the judges, that's all. You and Paimon can... Alright, now we can talk freely. I think something's off with the Shogun. You've been with her the whole day. Have you? Up close. Sometimes it's hard to see the... I've witnessed a lot of cases where patients, for a variety of... until their emotions become so heavy. Even the strong humans, yokai, and archons, it's very possible that someone who appears strong on the outside has learned... Anyway, the quickest route to curing the mind is through the heart. Approaching someone in a... Here, with these 2 special coupons, you can get into Aisa Bathhouse after closing.
Finally, you're back! Paimon's had 2 servings of dango milk already!
Sorry for the wait. It sounds like the Traveler...
Huh? You're not coming? Okay. Paimon will bring you back a hot spring egg!
There is no need to stay behind on my behalf. If you leave now, I'm sure you can catch up. What makes you say that? If my presence makes them nervous or impedes their ability to relax, does that not defeat the purpose of going to the hot springs? I already disturbed their progress by coming to the festival. The last thing everyone needs is more distractions. As you know, this body is hardly that fragile. It can operate for another 100 years with no issue. Mortals are weak in body and mind. If there is a choice of who to bear such a burden, naturally that person should be me. What does it matter? The world is not so easily bent to one's will. What clever verbal tricks, Traveler. It appears you've been spending too much time with Miko. You think you can get away with manipulating the Shogun? I wouldn't be so sure. Persistent indeed. Very well. As you proposed, we shall set out at midnight.
Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered. If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette...
Well, shall we head out? All right, no reason to delay. Steam replete with the scent of orchids. Water that turns the complexion a blushing pink. So, this is a hot spring. Yes, there are royal hot springs near Tenshukaku, but the plans were set in motion only after Hiragi Hiroshi introduced the Snezhnayan blast furnace to Inazuma, and that was 500 years ago. When the project was complete, I was already in the plain of Euthymia. And, naturally, the body of the Shogun has no need for such luxuries. The members of the Kanjo Commission were once friends with Makoto and the Kitsune Saigu. Although mere mortals, those who managed to survive back then were special individuals indeed. What makes you say that? Now I see why my officials claim that the hot springs facilitate conversation. Even I find myself divulging more than intended. You're correct. Following the dark disaster 500 years ago, a nightmare engulfed Inazuma. On a battlefield consumed in darkness, our soldiers fought against dark forces, creatures capable of possessing people and trapping them in nightmares. Even the Yumekui Baku could do nothing to wake them. Perhaps not. The battle was intense. Those who stood up in defense of this land knew the chance of survival was slim. In the face of certain death, surely a nightmare is nothing to fear. But what if I told you this? If the person trapped in the nightmare was strong enough to overcome incapacitation, it would become a waking nightmare instead. The person would lose all capacity to distinguish dream from reality, perceiving everything in the real world as a continuation of the war, and every precious thing in life as an enemy to be annihilated. That is a far more painful nightmare, both for the person in question and those around them. Yes. I unleashed Muso no Hitotachi and struck her down. No need. I have no regrets. I know it was the right decision, both for Inazuma's sake and her own. If necessary, I would do it again. Well, it's about time you two showed yourselves, yes? You've listened in long enough.
Oh. Before you say anything, this part wasn't me.
Well, since the cat's out of the bag, how about a hot spring tea party?
Hey!
Nice and warm. No wonder the hot springs relaxed your inhibitions, eh?
So who came up with this idea? I want the truth.
I guess both of us?
Well, I happened to consult a certain clinical psychologist about how to get an old friend to open up. In her expert opinion, doing something new with a trusted companion in a new environment can make someone less guarded. Looks like it worked like a charm.
It's one thing to trust that Miko has good intentions, but would you let your guard down around her?
Your concern is misplaced. I kept these matters to myself because I was unsure whether this incident is connected to the past, and I did not want to interfere with the investigation. If the investigation reached an impasse, or new clues pointed to the nightmare from back then, naturally, I would have discussed this intel with you.
Intel, huh? It appears you still don't understand why I wanted you to open up in the first place.
Help! Help me! Sounds like it came from outside. Let's check it out. Oh no! Someone's unconscious!
It seems different in some respects. Step back and allow me to examine her.
What's going on? Almighty Shogun?
What happened just now? What frightened you?
Shogun,
It's all right. With the Shogun here, nothing can hurt you.
Yes. I was on my way to your restaurant. And as I was crossing the bridge, I saw someone staring at me from behind a tree. It was hard to make out their appearance in the dark, but I had a bad feeling. So I tried to get a closer, and it was in that moment I thought about how people who see their doppelganger.
A doppelganger? In Inazuma City? But we only detect.
I heard that people encountered doppelgangers on Mount Yogo too.
Now that we have an understanding of the situation, why don't...
The situation is getting worse. If the
On the bright side...
Bad news, Shogun!
A Tenryo Commission official? What's wrong?
Another victim! At the festival! Kappa's...
What?
But Sara and the others were keeping watch.
Make haste. Back to Mount Yogo at once.
Kappa! Kappa! Excuse me. Let me take a look.
Mizuki! Traveler! Finally, you're back!
Now is not the time to cast blame. Did anyone witness the attack?
We split up for just a second, and the next thing...
Oh, it must be some...
How is he, Miss?
It's strange. I can't...
The yokai! Kappa! Oh.
No. It was I who underestimated the enemy. I who allowed us to continue the festival despite the potential dangers. Sara, what is the status of the other contestants and staff? Good. By decree of the Shogun, I declare that the Mikawa Flower Festival is...
Wait.
What is it, Miko?
You're being too hasty, eh? I understand your concern for the people, but I urge you to think this through, or we risk... Considering your history with nightmares, you have better cause than anyone to exercise caution.
Explain.
Call it intuition. If you want the truth, perhaps Doshin Shikanoin could shed some light. I believe...
Kappa is made of wood?
No wonder I couldn't sense the nightmare.
I see. So the doppelganger infiltrated the festival as Kappa and is currently hiding in Inazuma City. Is that correct?
Kozo and his two friends were together the whole time, too. They would have noticed if someone was acting weird. It's a bake-danuki tail!
Tetsunosuke? They're getting away!
Bake-danuki! Those little terrors! Come on, let's go after them! Pirates had enough of these things! What even are they? More bake-danuki tricks?
Nothing's working! The humans are catching up!
Little rascals! Stop running!
You wish!
Transform! Stupid humans won't be able to recognize us! You can't see me. You can't see me. I'm up on fire.
Tetsunosuke, you idiot! Don't tell them the three of us turned into bonfires!
Hear that, Traveler? Bonfires! 3 of them!
Ouch! Transform!
They're gone again! Oh, what are they this time? Some kind of stone or brick?
Oh!
Save us, Tsukumo!
Kichiro, protect us!
We're almost rid of them.
Ah! A Tengu!
Tengu was flying.
Tengu, why are you helping the humans?
Shogun? That's the leader of the humans!
Shogun sent people to steal our land! Shogun is bad!
Calm yourself, Sarah. Let's hear them out.
Shogun sent humans to steal our home.
And the Mikawa Flower Festival! Shogun is making yokai serve the...
Serve the humans? He's not talking about the game development, is he?
Shogun even forced great...
Oh, you mean yesterday? That was my choice, actually.
Jeez, where are these ideas coming from?
Stay back!
Humans want to enslave...
Hold on. Something's not right. We should try a different approach.
No need. I know what's wrong. They're trapped in a nightmare.
What are you doing?
Kinkaku...
Servitude, enslavement. These might sound like ridiculous misunderstandings to us, but that is their reality right now. A world of despair and fear, where enemies lurk at every turn, devoid of even a single shred of light.
So, they're sleepwalking?
If we knew how, we would have done so back then.
Give us your worst! Kinkaku will never leave the Tanuki path!
Truly?
What are you doing? No, don't!
The humans are everywhere.
How long have we been hiding?
No idea. If Iori would...
Shh, quiet! Someone's...
This is a fine piece of land. Remember to check for traces of yokai in the surrounding area. By order of the Shogun.
By order of the Shogun, we are to exterminate all yokai that cross our path.
Why so hasty? We should leave some alive. we can make them work their own land.
Hey, you know about the Mikawa Flower Festival, right? I heard 50% of the profit is going to the development fund.
Oh yeah, the festival for humans. And the festival for humans, and humans alone. The yokai have had their fun. It's our turn now.
That's right. We should put them to work. They're known for their transformations, right? Then the little monkeys can dance for us until they die!
No! How could they do that?
Quiet, or they'll catch us. What? What is that? Ah!
Hey, are you alright? Yoko, Kappa, hold on! We're coming!
The yokai and the humans are...
The same thing happened to all of them?
The Mikawa Flower Festival.
This yokai can speak!
No, if we don't make it to the Mikawa Flower Festival, Boss Thoma will be so upset. Boss Thoma will eat us.
The humans are coming for us. We're gonna lose our home. What do we do?
We infiltrate the Mikawa Flower Festival. We scare the humans away and then they won't come.
But how do we get into the festival?
Boss Thoma is the best!
How about we turn into those 3 yokai?
Traveler! Traveler!
Are you all right, Traveler?
Where are we?
Huh? The nightmare is gone.
The Mikawa Flower Festival! The humans are gonna...
Oh, that explains all the Boss Thoma this and Boss Thoma that. That was the only thing they could imitate. Wait a second. Hitotsume Kozo. Oh, you're saying Paimon's deductive reasoning is Hazel level.
Based on your description, Traveler, it's possible these bake-danuki have been in hiding for 500...
The protector of the grove. It's been 500 years since our last meeting. Sara, Hazo, return to the festival to keep watch. The doppelganger incident has been resolved, but the threat of the nightmare remains.
Oh, keep it down. Bringing all these people at this hour. Don't you know... Shogun! I bow before thee. No, wait, shoot, I'm still a statue. What should I...
All is well, Iori, hidden protector of the grove.
Ah, that would be because when Iori tried to pluck a naku weed from the Imperial Garden, A nearly split him in two. Yashiori Island style.
Keep it to yourself, you meddlesome kitsune.
Iori, I wish to ask you something.
Anything, Shogun. Absolutely any...
Suck up.
You could have at least slowed down a little. It took forever to convince...
Oh, it's Iori! The humans really did kill you!
Your body is stone!
Huh? I am not dead!
Not dead? The kitsune spoke the truth.
Iori? The humans really did...
Wait, this must be Ginkaku, and Tetsunosuke!
when the humans, Kabuna Harunosuke, came to hurt us.
We ran and hid. The humans searched and searched.
So we decided to escape the human just as the great bake-danuki...
That's when we uncovered a horn filled with yokai power. It
restored our power. And then we made the human go, oh, oh, ching, chung, yeah, yeah, ha, ha.
Oh, and by ting tune, yeah, you mean?
We tricked him and ran.
So, you didn't actually beat him up at all?
We've been using the horn to hide ever since. But there are too many humans. It's getting harder to hide.
A horn full of yokai power. Could that be if the horn contained the fragment of a nightmare?
Ha! I could have told you that nothing good would come from that horn.
We strayed from the path?
But the horn helped us hide from the humans.
On the contrary, the purpose of the investigation was to determine in advance if yokai were present on the land in question. Whether we avoid encroaching on yokai territory altogether or attempt to reach a mutually beneficial agreement, a peaceful resolution was always the goal.
Oh, really?
Wait, that...
By order of the Shogun, if yokai live here, we need to discuss the proposal.
Ginkaku Tetsunosuke. Not all humans are bad. Yellow.
Besides, the bake-danuki were only sealed away back then because Iori stole that comb.
Iori? It's a thief?
How was I to know it was used to make sacred Sakura Daifuku? I gave it back, didn't I?
So the humans were mean for no reason?
Well, if you must know, the young human and I fought. I was perhaps a tad careless.
There he goes again, changing the subject when it makes him look bad.
Now you know. No human is trying to harm you.
So...
500 years?
It was a 500-year-long game of hide and seek. What's so bad about that? Besides, you won.
Huh? We...
Hey, my game of hide and seek isn't over yet.
Wow, the mind of a bake-danuki is something else. Still so cheerful even after all that.
That nature is what isolated them from the worst effects of the nightmare. But a nightmare that's still affecting people after all this.
Tainted by darkness, the Oni warrior raised her sword against a trusted lieutenant fighting against the forces of darkness. Thus she earned the name Chiyo the Tiger.
I don't think Chiyo would like that name. Though she escaped the belly of the beast alive, that battle never left her. She saw the memories of her fallen comrades everywhere, slaughtered one after another, until she could no longer distinguish dream from reality. The nightmare twisted every joy in her life, her subordinates, family, and friends, into enemies in need of destruction. It was in that state, trapped in the battlefield of her mind, that she raised her sword against me on Mount Yogo. With the Muso no Hitotachi, I cut off her arm, one of her horns, and a portion of the mountain itself. I suspect that is when the horn in question was buried there.
And subsequently uncovered by 3 bake-danuki.
Nightmares feed on fear and anxiety. It's possible Kinkaku and the others fear over an earthbound spirit.
It would seem the fragment of the investigation team worked.
Yeah, and we were attacked too! Right when we were having fun with...
Perhaps it needs to regain strength after your defeat. Or perhaps it is biding its time because it knows, with whatever rationality remains, that it cannot defeat you. But sooner or later, its twisted hatred will force it out of hiding, and it will move to strike its enemies. When Chiyo set her sights on a target, she was never one to waver. Oh. But both possibilities prove something. Nightmare fragments can be defeated. And an enemy that can be killed is one that can be split in two by the power of Muso Ishin.
There's really no other way?
Mikoshi Chiyo is gone. A fragment of a nightmare tied to a severed horn. That is all that remains. The living must take precedent over the memory of the dead.
Oh, who cares about the dead anyway? I'm just trying to look out for the living.
What is that supposed to mean, Miko?
Oh, I'm just concerned about our poor bake-danuki friends.
Huh? What does that have to do with us?
The nightmare fragment has been tied to the bake-danuki for nearly 500 years. Strike it down, and who's to say whether you take the...
I beseech you, almighty Shogun, spare the young ones.
Miko, you speak the truth?
If you don't believe me, ask Mizuki and the Traveler. I'm sure they've...
Well... Yes. During my studies both in Liyue and Natlan.
Then, what would you propose? This nightmare fragment is a constant threat to Inazuma. Should all other options fail, I will take action.
If the fragment's hatred toward the world comes from a nightmare, then the most logical option is to get...
Right! Can't you just eat the nightmare, Mizuki?
The Yumekui Baku already tried that 500 years ago. Even yesterday, when faced with the corruption of the nightmare, Mizuki could only mitigate the effects.
What was impossible back then? Why not use this entity's tricks against it? Don't forget, there are...
Where? Maybe... Fools! The Kitsune is clearly referring to the bake-danuki.
Given their centuries-long connection to the nightmare fragment...
Back then, the nightmare had little to no weaknesses. If we want to give the bake-danuki an opportunity to strike, I assume you have a plan, Miko?
You said it yourself. Mikoshi Chiyo is gone. All that Besides, Mizuki is an old friend.
Oh, she just usually doesn't compliment me to my face.
Once we perform the ritual, it will take some time for the barrier to take our festival
There's just one
the solution. Then naturally, So, if...
The Mikawa Flower Festival!
What joy could possibly come...
I would imagine we can all think of a few. But I agree. The Mikawa Flower Festival is the most plausible target. Once the enemy appears, I will pull them into the plain of Euthymia immediately. I will not put the people in danger. Traveler, I ask that you join me there so we can subdue the enemy together.
All right. I will update everyone back at the...
Looks like an all-nighter for me.
Well, this was your idea.
And in a surprising twist...
Traveler, during the battle tomorrow, it is imperative you know your limits. If the enemy proves too much to handle, leave them to me. I know. I understand your concerns, just as you know mine. We need not say any more than that. Just get some rest and prepare yourself for the battle to come. One more thing. Thank you.